finally decided to pour myself a drink, but I was like making sure you weren't around because I was like, I don't even want her to see the alcohol being poured.
Maybe we can have a discussion about...
No, thanks for asking on air.
Have you ever heard of the vagina being referred to as a yoni? On how to be a supportive friend to a person who has recently encountered a sober lifestyle. Your experience, Adrian, as a newly founded sober person and who realized that alcohol was controlling your life. Maybe we can have the discussion about what it means for the people around you when this is your journey, your struggle, your process, not taking anything away from that. It definitely affects people around you. Specific example, when I came to Oakland and we had a little gathering with everybody, there was alcohol. I felt like I didn't even want to have a drink. I knew that people would be drinking and I knew it wasn't an issue, but I felt like I wanted a drink because I don't drink that often, and when I do drink, it is with all my girls. But I remember I finally decided to pour myself a drink, but I was like making sure you weren't around because I was like, I don't even want her to see the alcohol being poured, like have any trigger, or me be the one that has a trigger. I just like it was stressful for me in trying to be a supportive friend from somebody who knows about alcoholism, how serious it is. And this is something that I do when I'm with my dad too. I don't want to drink around my dad, even though I know he's cool with it. I know he, well, I digress. The point is, when you are trying to be a supportive friend to a person who is living a sober life now, it also brings about conflict within yourself. You want to say something, but then you don't want to say that because you don't want them to just have a negative reaction to your kind of ignorance about what's the most supportive way to be, and still be yourself. That's a topic of discussion relating to sobriety, and then being around friends who may also have an issue with alcohol, and being around friends who don't have an issue with alcohol but do drink. So it's a complicated web of stuff. So
we're getting with the heavy topics today. We doing fun. That's what we're doing. Okay. Well, yes. Okay. For those that don't know, I'm actually 93 days sober today. So yes, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I hate that all my friends, except seem for like TT, are struggling with this. It sucks that I'm making people feel this way because I'm so unbothered by it, like so unbothered as far as other people doing it. How I feel about wanting to or whatever, it has nothing to do with it going on around me. I can feel like that by myself. I can be driving home. God, I love to just stop by the store. There's no one around, so no one's making me feel that way. That's internal anyway. So my reaction is, this sucks. I feel bad for you that you're putting yourself through this because it's like I'm so good.
I guess that's the thing is like, I don't know how triggered you are by being around somebody who's drinking, or you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's what it is. Maybe it's just overthinking. Well, it is just overthinking for sure. But just me understanding triggers, right? Understanding that. So I guess that knowing that is what makes me overthink about it. You know what I'm saying? So
most people aren't conscious enough to be considerate of me anyway. They're not thinking of me. They're not thinking that what they're doing could be affecting me to begin with. So I don't know what's more detrimental to me. Someone who's around me who's not even conscious of it, or someone, well, you being overly conscious of it is not detrimental. Let me not say that, but yeah, it's just me mates. He drinks. He like a sailor, okay? Me mate drinks. I'm living with it, it's in the house. Where does he leave it where we used to have it? No, but I know where he does. But that's me just being nosy. But he has also made steps. I understand people around me are going to make changes, but if I don't know about it, then I don't know. Like, I didn't know you were going through it that night. I didn't know you were feeling some kind of way. But if someone premeditates being worried about it or ask these pre-game questions just because we're going to see each other, that's when it starts to like get under my skin. Like, just be yourself, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I can't escape alcohol. Like, there's nowhere I can go on this green earth where there's like, oh, there's no alcohol. This is an alcohol-free town. No, that doesn't exist. So I have to learn how to cope with it. Look at it the opposite. When I was drinking, did it make you feel like, oh, I have to drink with her? Or were you like, I don't want to drink, so I'm not drinking? My drinking can make you feel compelled to drink, so my not drinking should make you feel compelled to not drink. You see, like what I'm doing shouldn't matter to anyone. I know it as friends. That's of course you're gonna care and want to support. But do my best advice. Do you? I'm gonna do me. If you have a problem doing me, I'm gonna talk to y'all, and y'all gonna talk me through it. So yeah, that I want everyone to be themselves. Now, me personally, do I want to be around a bunch of yeah, Tigger, woo? No, I don't want to be around that. No, I don't. But my girls don't do what they do and react accordingly and behave accordingly. I was the drunk of the group, not y'all. So therefore, that person's been eliminated. That would be the tempting one for me.
Oh,
Myself. I'm the one that would have tempted me. So only one that can make me drink is me.
yeah. It begs the point, communication is really essential in it, and just voicing these things, I guess, with your sober friend and not being afraid, to do.
Right.
Not to say that I was like stressed out and just really, but
Right.
I was conscious of it and I was feeling like, it's probably hard enough, like you're with your girls, like, so I was thinking of all that stuff, like just not wanting to add to it because I know it's not an easy thing. Although, you say you're not phased by it and it doesn't bother you. At
There's
some
probably a level that I am bothered, but it's not conscious. It's subconscious if it's even bothered. I don't let it. Well, I guess because of my new way of thinking, maybe it would bother me. Maybe I would be bitter and angry and resentful. I don't let things. I don't have the same outlook on things, so it's one of those things. Accept the things you cannot change. If I've decided not to drink, I can't change what's happening around. I have to accept it. I can't drink. So it's practicing that that's helping. I'm in recovery, I'm reformed, I'm delivered, I'm all of that. I've lived a life. And it wasn't even my best life. I'm living that now. That's the thing. Hey,
Speaking of periods, menstrual cycles, or our moon cycle, have you ever heard of the vagina being referred to as a yoni? Have you heard of yoni steaming? So I watched a YouTube video all about your yoni, and this is the vagina, and I've heard Jada Pinkett refer to it on her Red Table Talk show. I was excited when I heard her say that because I knew what it was and I was already up on game. Yoni is a term for our female. Actually, I don't know that much about it. If it is just the vagina or the reproductive system in general, our femaleness, I don't know the specifics. But that area, so there's such a thing as yoni steaming, and supposedly, not only is it good for just the health of your vagina. If you steam prior to your period coming, it can lessen the cramps. It's just a natural thing, and you can put little herbs and whatever inside of the water. There's a YouTube video all about it, and the girl shows how you do it. And you just get a pot of really hot boiling water, and then you put whatever herbs in there that are supposed to be good for that. And then you squat over it. Basically, you kind of wrap a towel around yourself and you squat over it so that the steam kind of stays up in there. It's supposed to have all these benefits, and one of them is that it lessens the cramping and stuff like that. So yonis Are you into it?
I seen the vaginas cleansing or steaming or what. I don't know if that was the name, but I've seen on reality shows. Them bitches want to get their vaginas tight and steamed up and detailed and all the shit bedazzled, and they want to do all this shit. You're still a hoe, but whatever. I would digress. I didn't know it had any holistic or any spiritual or any type of association with that. I thought it was just for bitches who's bored with lots of money.
I've heard of the yoni steaming. I became aware that there was a location, like a salon or something out here in Oakland that was doing it.
Your yoni steam?
No, but
Without anyone? Just doing it by yourself?
I might have seen it on TV. I've heard of the yoni. I've heard of the whole yoni, you know, theory. You know what I mean, right? So I heard of the yoni steaming. There was a place out here in Oakland that I looked up on Yelp, but the facilities did not really convince me that they were. I don't know. I wasn't convinced that I should just go get the yoni steam done there. And then I read some reviews, and it wasn't. And there was mixed reviews. But I like the idea of like doing it at home, maybe. But I've heard of the yoni steaming, and I've mostly heard of yoni in terms of yoni eggs. So have you guys heard of yoni eggs? And you put yoni egg, it's like a crystal, like egg-shaped ball, and you put it in there, and it helps you to strengthen your muscles. And also the crystal brings in its healing power that crystals have. So I've heard of it in a holistic, just in a holistic, you know, in holistic discussions, holistic treatments, holistic body work, light work, you know, whatever. So yeah, I'm very familiar with it, but I have never tried it. I've looked up some pricing. Like me, I'm on. I hear about shit. Have you heard of
steaming on the under?
Have you heard of a website called The Hood Witch?
I always want to eat, but don't want my coochie to be.
There's a website called thehoodwitch.com, and I think that's where I first looked at yoni egg.
The Hood who?
The Hood Witch. Thehoodwitch.com. It's a good website. I haven't done a yoni egg, but.
Well, I should send you guys the link to the video because she really goes through all of that. The egg, the steaming, the all kinds of stuff, the membrane that breaks right before your period. There's a mucus membrane above the cervix, blah, blah, blah. Like it just really educated me, you know, about some of the processes that I've been dealing with my whole life. But yeah, the egg thing, it's supposed to have a lot of benefits and things like that. And I want to try the yoni steam, and it seems pretty easy. You just boil a pot of water and then squat over it. So how much do they charge? What was the pricing?
I think it was like around 50, 60, something like that. Because I looked it up and I thought, oh, maybe that'd be a fun girls thing. But when I looked up whatever place it was I looked up, it wasn't that big. Like they didn't have a lot of chairs where you could do a lot of people at once. It seemed like 2 or 3. And it just didn't seem like they, you know, it's a new thing. It's kind of a new concept. So
they can charge what they want.
They can charge what they want, and you know.
You should make that second bedroom a little yoni spa and start charging people $50 to sit over a pot of water with some herbs.
I'm gonna get me a yoni pot. I'm gonna find my pot that I'm about to throw away, and I'm like, you are the yoni. You will be the yoni pot.
Technically, you could probably still use the pot because you're not like sitting on it or putting your booty in it.
I know. But these men, it's always come back to these men. So James catch me squatting on a yoni pot. I don't want to eat out of that no more.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can't. Well, can you?
I feel like coochie juices is dripping in when you steaming something. It condenses. What is it? Gets the beads, coochie juice beading up and into the pot.
And then the pot is.
I mean, it's not like the pot is. I mean, I would just use it for yoni purposes, no?
Yeah, you should dedicate a pot.
What's the difference between yoni juice and chicken juice?
Only one will kill you if it's raw.